Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 1138 Nightly News, Friday, June 9th edition. I am your host for this evening, McMahon. If you listen to the channel often, you hear me on Star Wars Wastelands every Wednesday night. I'm the host of Hyperspace Entertainment on Tuesday. Joining me tonight is frequent channel contributor Thomas Bradshaw. How you doing, Thomas?
I am doing well, my friend. It has been a halfway decent day, and I'm looking forward to getting our weekend started with this show here.
That is fantastic. So let's kick it off. It is Friday night, so we have our Thursday night box office numbers. Let's jump off with them. The Mummy took in $2.7 million. That number comes via Forbes. It Comes at Night, the Megan Levy film, took in $700,000. In other numbers, Wonder Woman took in over $9 million to lead the day, followed by Pirates of the Caribbean taking in almost $2 million. Captain Underpants stays strong with a $1.8 million day, and Guardians of the Galaxy is still kicking strong with a $1.005 million day. Anything on that particularly shocking?
No. The only shocking thing about it for me is I just got around to seeing Guardians a couple days ago. I heard people raving about it. It went through the whole series, the whole facade of this one was better, and then some people would say this one wasn't better. I finally got around to seeing the movie on Tuesday, and my personal opinion was it was better. Maybe in 2 months, 3 months from now, I'll finally get around to seeing Wonder Woman.
Indeed. I am a little surprised The Mummy took in as much as it did. I'm expecting an epic flop, but that's just my opinion. Alright, let's move on to other news, and unfortunately Fox has lowered the hammer on 24 Legacy after one not-so-great rated season. The Corey Hawkins-fronted reboot failed to gain any traction with its target audience as it ended its rookie campaign with 3.4 million viewers, but only a 0.8 demo rating. Fox is already in discussions with producers Howard Gordon and Brian Grazer to develop an anthological series with legacy cast members not returning.
I gotta say that did surprise me a little bit. Now I don't really know the 24 series. I would watch maybe an episode here, an episode there, just look for something to take up some time, kill some time, flip through the channels. You know what I'm saying? But I always assumed it had its cult following, so my hearing that this series has just basically crashed and burnt, it's surprising. It shows that Fox isn't willing to give up, though, because they want to recycle the characters with a possible new series. So
Not recycling. No, all
not recycle.
Not. I'm not so surprised myself. Unfortunately, I always thought the series was doomed to failure as soon as Kiefer Sutherland did not grow attached, and only having one character from the original series back probably didn't help with any returning viewers. Let's move on to other news, and we discussed this show earlier in the week on the Nightly News. Law & Order True Crime has cast another member of the team. They've cast Sam Jaeger. The Parenthood alum has joined the ever-expanding cast of the NBC anthology series as Les Zoller, Detective Les Zoller.
Do you follow this incarnation of the Law and Order franchise?
Well, it's brand new, so I will follow it in the fall. I'm intrigued by the true crime stories that are coming out.
Is going into its first season?
Yes, this will be the first.
There's how many? There's Special Victims Unit. There's the regular. What else?
Criminal Intent and Trial by Jury kicked around for a year.
Okay. The only one I've ever seen with any real frequency is SVU, so I can't really speak to this in particular. I haven't been following the news, but I'm always up for something different. Law and Order does pique my interest as much as any criminal show stuff. Must be
It
worth
is an
checking out.
intriguing cast they're putting together. I'm excited to see how it does this fall. And speaking of the fall, the CW has set their fall premiere dates for their returning series that are set to debut in the fall. After playing host to the iHeartRadio Music Festival on Wednesday, October 4th, and Friday, October 6th, the CW is set to start its seasons on Monday, October the 9th, with Supergirl airing its season 3 premiere at 8 p.m. Eastern, and follow that up at 9 p.m. by Valor, the series premiere of that. Tuesday, October 10th, at 8 o'clock is the season 4 premiere of The Flash, and the season 3 premiere of DC Legends of Tomorrow at 9. Wednesday, October 11th, we'll see the Riverdale season 2 premiere, followed by the brand new Dynasty series premiere. Thursday, October 12th, we'll see the season 13 premiere of Supernatural, followed by the season 6 premiere of Arrow. And to cap off their week is will Friday, October the 13th, with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend airing its season 3 premiere and Jane the Virgin airing its season 4 premiere. Other CW stalwarts set to return at mid-season are iZombie, The 100, and the originals, as well as new series Black Lightning and Life Sentence.
Wow, that is certainly a litany of television right there. Which of these shows do you actually follow?
Oh my goodness. The shorter listed B series I don't follow.
Seriously?
Yes,
Great.
yes indeed. Valor because it's brand new, Dynasty because it's brand new, and I don't watch either Crazy Ex-Girlfriend or Jane the Virgin. Everything else I watch.
I can't really speak to many of the others. I have been just recently getting into Supernatural. Walk with our man Sage on the Wayward Row House podcast. I'm getting ready to start season 3, so I'm kind of walking through that right now. I'm definitely going to stay away from when it's on TV, but it's just interesting to know that it's still going strong as a show. What are these new shows going to be about?
Well, Dynasty is a new. It's Dynasty, same series from the '80s, only brought to newer audiences. I don't know if it's a continuation or an entire reboot, but it is based off the '80s series.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Earlier today, Marvel dropped the first poster for the upcoming Black Panther movie, and just before we went to air, the film's teaser trailer premiered. So if you haven't yet seen that, get out and check it out. I certainly know as soon as we're off the air, I'll be doing that myself. Black Panther, are you excited?
Um, I haven't really researched enough into the whole process, production, and everything that have with this movie. In fact, the first I heard of it was when this poster came out. In all honesty, I gotta be honest about that. I do remember owning a few Black Panther issues in the past, so I'll definitely probably check it out. I can get more into these movies, so I'll definitely check it out.
Well, I am certainly excited. Black Panther is a character that I've always enjoyed in the comics. The heritage of the character, the generationalness of the character. It's a character that I've always enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing the big screen adaptation. All right, next up we have some Game of Thrones news. We know that the season will be shorter, but it's also going to be longer. Not in episode, but in episode length. Game of Thrones already grappling with the despair of the imminent end of the HBO series. We're even more disheartened to learn that officially last summer that the upcoming 7th season would be shorter. Instead of 10 episodes airing, they will only be airing 7 in 2017. Hopes that those fewer episodes would be longer were dashed when Entertainment Weekly reported that the remaining episodes are not for the most part longer. Now, though, it looks like they were slightly misinformed. Though Season 7 lengths vary, HBO.com has revealed massively supersized, record-breaking long episodes on its schedule. Watchers of the Wall is reporting the official runtimes for the episodes at 59 minutes, 59 minutes, 63 minutes, 50 minutes, 59 minutes, and the final 2 episodes will come in at 71 minutes and 81 minutes, respectively.
I've only seen bits and pieces of Game of Thrones. Are the episodes usually like varying with the runtimes like this season?
Not quite so variably. Usually they're right around that hour mark, just slightly shorter, or just slightly longer for the finales.
Like, what are they going to be doing with this episode 6, 71 minutes? That's such an odd number.
It is, but being the second last episode, that's usually where the big battles tend to occur is in those second last episodes. So we'll just have to wait and see if they stick to trend and where that extra 10 minutes in the finale comes from. We'll have to wait and see if the big battle is housed in episode 6. Well, I'm excited for it, and you can watch Game of Thrones Return this July. Alright, Star Trek Discovery may include a plethora of cameos. Recently, executive producer Alex Kurtzman had a chance to speak with Collider about Star Trek Discovery. It was there the producer revealed that CBS has been flooded with cameo requests. So many actors are fans, Kurtzman explained. We literally got a list of them that were like, here are people who said they want to be on Star Trek. It was awesome to just be an episode or come in or out. Does it surprise you that this series is getting quite the love it's getting?
A little bit, but it's Star Trek. It's always full of surprises. Just we'll see what's actually delivered come release time, though.
Indeed, and unfortunately, some sad news to report. Glenn Headley has passed at the age of 63. The Emmy-nominated TV actress and star of films like Dick Tracy and Mr. Holland's Opus has passed, The Hollywood Reporter confirmed. Headley most recently appeared on the big screen in The Circle and in HBO's limited series The Night Of. Of course, we send our best well wishes to the family in this sad time.
Was she also not working currently on a series of some sorts? I thought she was.
I can't say for sure. I don't know any specifics beyond what I just said. Let's move on to the next piece of news. That's Disney has announced that this summer's D23 Expo in Anaheim, California, will feature a special preview of the upcoming Star Wars themed land. The preview will be a part of the Disney Parks and Resort Pavilion known as a Galaxy of Stories. In addition, Walt Disney Parks and Resorts Chairman Bob Chapek will host a special presentation about the current and upcoming project at the Disney Parks on Saturday, July 15th at 3 p.m. It seems like a safe bet that we'll learn something new about Star Wars Land there, too. Star Wars Land. How excited are you
I'm
for
confused. So, there is going to be a separate Star Wars themed land in Anaheim at Disneyland. Star Wars Land is going to be in Orlando.
From what I'm aware of, there will be a Star Wars Land in both.
It's a little bit confusing, but okay, whatever. I am pumped for this. I gotta tell you, man. I have to tell you. When was the acquisition? 2012 was it, I believe?
Thereabouts.
Yeah. So, quick story right there. I haven't been out of high school too long. About, I don't know if you just call it the same thing in Canada, but I was on my senior trip the following year, class 2013, and those Star Wars Land rumors were, I don't know if they were just starting to begin to circulate or if they'd been in the air for a little bit, but I ended up, just by random chance, running into a guy who ended up working for the park, and not like a seasonal job, and we ended up having a conversation of some sorts. He ended up revealing to me that, just nothing new, just that the talks were coming, that they were doing this and that. They were considering shutting down, I think it was Downtown Disney, to make room for it. I think they ended up shutting down Downtown Disney for something else, didn't they? Either way,
I'm not positive.
Point is, we've been having talks about Star Wars Land, a Star Wars theme park, long before Disney even put their hands on the franchise and took it home. So I am just excited in the biggest of ways. I mean, Disney is. They've always delivered Star Wars experiences. I don't know how that worked contractually, but they had Star Tours back in the day. Then they revamped it. They had the newer version of it, which that one year I was there, I was on every bit of maybe 5 times, 6 times because of the alternate scenarios. Um, the fancy gift shop they have there, just the various collector memorabilia merchandise. Disney's always had a part in Star Wars, and prior to the acquisition, now that we're finally going to be learning a little more news about Star Wars Land, I am just excited in the biggest and best of ways.
All right, let's get on to our last little piece of Star Wars news, and that's tomorrow we'll be getting our first look at the gameplay from Star Wars Battlefront 2, which hits shelves on November 17th this fall. For fans who want to play the game early, EA has good news. The company announced today that fans who pre-order the game will gain early access to the game's beta this fall. No word on when specifically that will be, but based on the first Battlefront game, we can expect to see it in early October. Also included in the pre-orders instant access to an upgraded epic lightsaber mastery star card for Yoda. In addition, it has been announced previously that fans who pre-order the game will get access to the Last Jedi outfits for Rey and Kylo Ren.
What happened to the golden age of pre-ordering video games and getting something tangible?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I got anything really tangible with pre-order.
I don't know. When it became all digital, considering you end up being able to get that digital content another way usually, it it doesn't make as much sense to me anymore to care that much. Wait for the prices to drop a little bit or whatever. Having said that, it is Battlefront 2. And although I'm the first one to say that Battlefront 1 didn't deliver everything I was hoping for, as pumped as I was for it at launch, I'm certainly looking forward to 2 because of just, campaign, prequel and sequel trilogy's content. I'm thinking that it's going to be a total redemptive move on the part of EA. How about you, buddy?
I'm excited for it. I cannot wait for this fall. All right, let's move on to some other news, and that is a big shift in the CBS comedy Kevin Can Wait. Heading into season 2, we'll see massive changes. Leia Remini, who previously played Kevin James' wife on their last sitcom, will be joining the series full-time as a series regular in season 2. Leaving the series is Aaron Hayes, who played his wife in the first season. Don't quite know how that's going to work heading into season 2, but we'll just have to wait and see quite how they fix that one up in what is basically turning into a King of Queens continuation.
I'm not all that familiar with the series.
It was a CBS sitcom, started this year, just had its rookie year. I never personally watched it myself.
Okay.
So let's move on to our next tidbit here, and that is Mark Paul Gosselaar, formerly of Pitch, and of course most famous for being Zach Morris on Saved by the Bell, is staying at Fox, finding a starring role in a vampire-themed drama pilot, The Passage. The series is adapted from Justin Cronin's popular book series, which envisions a post-apocalyptic future where virus-infected vampires roam the earth, with human colonies banding together to survive. Fox bought the film rights to The Passage before it was even published, and a Twilight-like film series was planned for years, but now they're opting to bring it to the small screen. Gosselaar will play Brad Wolgast, a federal agent who balks at retrieving a 10-year-old Amy Belafonte, who will be played by American Horror Stories' Sanaya Sidney, who's been targeted for an unholy government experiment. He instead goes on the run with her, with an army of feds at his heels. Friday Night Lights writer Liz Heldens penned the pilot, With Dawn of the Planet of the Apes helmer Matt Reeves among the executive producer. The cast will also include Genesis Rodriguez from the Netflix series Time After Time, Brianne Howie from The Exorcist, BJ Britt from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Jennifer Farren from Hell on Wheels.
I'm just getting the feeling like, been there, done that. Haven't we been through all this sort of thing before? What about you?
It sounds intriguing. Just have to wait and see how it plays out. I've always been a fan of Mark Paul's. He's someone I've been a fan of since I was a kid. So just have to wait and see. I enjoyed Pitch. I was quite sad to see that not picked up for a second season. So just have to wait and see how that lands. All right, in other news this week, Amblin Entertainment is hard at work on a reboot of beloved 90s cartoon Animaniacs.
Really?
Details are scarce, but we know that it's in production, in pre-production anyway. No network is currently attached, but they are set to bring the series back. Steven Spielberg is, of course, a part of the project. The series aired originally on Fox Kids from 1993 to 1995, before moving over to Kids WB for 3 additional years. Spielberg is involved in the rebooting process. And of course, if you've never seen Animaniacs, it is about Yakko, Wacko, and their sister Dot. The series also laid birth to Pinky and the Brain.
If I recall correctly, didn't Cartoon Network at one point pick these guys up?
I honestly have no idea, being Canadian.
Seriously, you guys never got this?
We had Animaniacs, but never Cartoon. We didn't get a Cartoon Network, an actual Cartoon Network station, until the last 5 years.
Seriously?
Yep.
I thought you've had it for years.
Nope. We had our own Canadian equivalent. We had Teletoon and things of that nature to fill our cartoon
you learn
voice.
something every day.
Indeed. All right, we covered news of the cancellation earlier in the week, but unfortunately, Sense8 fans can pick up their pitchforks as Netflix has announced that they will not be bringing the series back after being canceled. A Netflix producer has reached out to the fans on Facebook and said, "We've seen the petitions, we've read the message, we know you want us to renew Sense8. The reason we've taken so long to answer is because we've thought long and hard to try and make it work, but we can't." No doubt motivated by NBC's decision to do an about-face and uncanceled Timeless shortly thereafter, Sense8 fans launched numerous campaigns to save the Wachowski sisters drama. Co-star Brian J. Smith assured fans that their efforts, even if ultimately unsuccessful, did not go unnoticed. He was quoted as saying on Twitter, "You can all rest easy knowing that even though the show won't continue, you've made a difference. You put up a great fight. I will forever consider Sense8 to be a kind of unfinished symphony, a reminder to never take the things we love for granted. I'm going to miss the show, and I'm going to miss Gorski, but I'm going forward, and I'm never going to be the same." So, sadly, fans, if you were hoping to see that one brought back from the dead, your dreams will go unfulfilled.
How unfortunate.
Indeed. All right, another CW news. Netflix has picked up the CW pilot Insatiable, giving it a series order. The series starring Debbie Ryan has been picked. Is an hour-long dark comedy has been picked up for a 13-episode order. Deadline reports that the streaming service is finalizing a deal with CBS Television Studios, which would make Insatiable a Netflix original series. Disney Channel alum Ryan stars as a bullied teen who enters the world of beauty pageants to exact revenge on her tormentors. Dallas Roberts, formerly of The Walking Dead, co-stars as her pageant coach. TV veterans Alyssa Milano and Christopher Gorham have also signed on to join the supporting cast. Originally developed at the CW, Insatiable didn't make the cut for the network's 2017-2018 primetime slate, losing out to the Dynasty reboot and military drama Valor. It's rare that a network rescues a pilot that's already been rejected, but Amazon did pick up the Giovanni Ribisi con-man drama Sneaky Pete after CBS passed on it in 2015, and of course the move paid off as the series was picked up for a second season back in January. So you know, Netflix adding to its stable of drama of original shows. Have to wait and see in the fall whether or not it pays off. An hour-long comedy, though, that's an unusual thing.
Something that is news as we prepare to wrap up that is actually only coming to my mind now off the top of my head. Netflix did today, I believe, finally released the new Orange is the New Black season. For fans of the series, I'm an on and off kind of fan personally. It really doesn't do a big impact because I believe it was all but 2 episodes of the series leaked every bit of a couple months ago, and everyone was just watching them online and getting their fix then and there, but many loyal fans did hold off until the end, and, well, what they waited for, they're now being rewarded, and I've heard that it's been a very, very interesting, very, dramatic new season for the show, and I'm sure I'll be picking it up personally at some point.
I need to watch both the last season and the most current season. So.
Oh man, the last season is the ending. It's just you'll love it.
Of course, I know what happened, but
okay.
I All right, let's get on to our last news piece of the day. And after one season on the CBS Kingpin drama NCIS, Jennifer Esposito has decided to leave. Deadline is reporting that she is leaving after one season as a season regular. Esposito joined the show's cast last fall in the season 14 premiere, playing Special Agent Alexandra Quinn, instructor at the Law Enforcement Training Center. Quinn was lured back by Gibbs. The character was conceived by former showrunner Gary Glassberg shortly before he passed last September. According to Deadline, the show is going in a new creative direction for season 15. During last month's finale, Quinn received 2 unexplained calls from her mother, which might explain her absence next season. Esposito previously parted ways with CBS's Blue Bloods after 2 seasons amid a dispute about a reduced schedule due to her celiac disease. Called her time on NCIS a great experience. I could not have asked for a better opportunity than to work with the cast and producers. NCIS is set to return for season 15 on Tuesday, September 26th at 8 p.m. on CBS.
All right. Sounds like it's been a fairly decent week then.
It certainly has been a very eventful week. Not just in news, but also here on the channel, seeing the beautiful debut of this lovely program, the 1138 Nightly News. This is your 3rd episode of that. And it will be back again on Monday night to give you all your news from the weekend, as well as Monday. And now, over the weekend, you can catch tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern is the Everything Geek podcast. Nothing on Sunday, unless there's a pop-up. Keep your eye on Facebook for that one. You never know when something might pop up here on the channel. On Monday nights at 7, you have Backyard Watch, followed at 9:30 by the Monday edition of the 1138 Nightly News. And then on Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern is another episode of Hyperspace Entertainment. Wednesday night at 9:30, yet another episode of the Nightly News, followed by Star Wars Wastelands. Thursday night at 8 o'clock is the Wayward Roadhouse podcast, followed at 9 o'clock by the SWU, the Star Wars Underworld. At 11:59 p.m. Eastern is the Late Night Cantina. And again on Friday night, 1 week from tonight, is the 1138 Nightly News, followed by IPC. Speaking of which, I think it's about time we hand the baton over to our good friends Benjamin Hart and Zach Arnold, who are, I'm sure, chomping at the bit, waiting to get started with this evening's edition of the
We've gone over time.
Shush, Thomas. We're almost at half an hour. We're right on time. We'll see you on Monday night. Enjoy your weekend.